Hello boys and girls, this is Mr. Bedley teaching you lesson 69 from the 4th grade Excel. And today, yes, believe it or not, I have a joke for you. Well, it's kind of a joke, it's a riddle. Here's your riddle, okay? Johnny's mother had 3 children. The first child was named April. The second child was named May. What was the third child's name? Well, while you're thinking about that, let's go through this math lesson. Estimating can be used to check the reasonableness of an answer. Estimating. If you need to multiply 38 by 6, you can check your answer by multiplying 40 by 6, because 40 is close to 38, right? If you already know 4 times 6, you can do this problem in your head. 40 times 6 is just like 4 times 6. 4 times 6 is 24. So 40 times 6, 4 times 6 is 24, so 40 times 6 is 240. The answer to 38 times 6 should be close to 40 times 6, or 240. Can you explain why 3-digit numbers are usually rounded to the nearest hundred, and 4-digit numbers are rounded to the nearest thousand? Pause the video and write your answer right down here. Make sure you give me a really good answer. Don't write a skimpy answer. Write one that's just a really quality answer before you start the video again. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video now. Alright, so you should have already written your answer down here. Well, if you're going to round numbers that have 3 digits to the nearest hundred, let's say 459, you round that to the nearest hundreds place. But 4,596, you round that to the thousands place because it's got 4 digits. Why? Well, I'm going to say because you want the problem to be easy. You want the problem to be easy, so you can do it in your head, right? Because if you round this one to the nearest tens place, you're going to get 460, and you probably don't know your 46s by heart. Same thing here. What if you rounded this to 400? Well, that would also come out to be 4600, which would then make, you'd have to know your 46s by heart. But the whole idea of estimating is to make the problem easy so you can do it in your head. So you always want to round when you're estimating as far to the left as you can, and it makes sense to do that. Let me give you some hints on estimating too. They're going to use words like about, or another one is approximately. If you see words like that in the question, like approximately how old is so-and-so, or about how many dollars did they spend on such and such, well, those words indicate that they don't want an exact answer, so you can round and then estimate. There are mainly, they tell you one reason here for estimating, but there's really 2 reasons why you would estimate. Number 1, like they said here, is to check an answer. Normally you don't have check answers like you do in Excel to see if your answer is right. So if you do a question, a math problem, and then you round and estimate that, then you'll find out, whoa, my answer is like nowhere near my estimation, so I probably did something wrong on my exact calculation. The other reason is that when we want a close answer, when we don't care about an exact answer. For example, let's say you go to McDonald's and your mom gives you $5, and you're looking at the menu and you're thinking, I wonder if I can afford to get a hamburger and fries for $5. Well, you might not do the exact math in that situation. You might just estimate the answer to see if, yeah, I think I'm going to have enough with the $5. And so you would just round the numbers like to the nearest dime or something in order to add those up in your head, because you're probably not going to pull out a piece of paper or a cell phone and use your calculator or anything like that. Okay, and then down here it says the closer, right here at the very bottom, the closer a number is to the rounded number, the closer the estimate will be to the exact answer. Can you explain why this is so? All right, what I'd like you to do is pause the video and think about that. And if you are working with other people right now, I'd like you to explain your thinking to another person of why you think that the closer the number is to the rounded number, in other words, the less you round it, then the closer the estimate will be to the exact answer. So if you don't understand what that's talking about, something like this. What if we did 5,824 times 2, okay? Well, if I round this top number to 5,820, I'm going to get an answer that's closer to the real answer than if I round this to 6,000, to the thousands place, times 2. That answer is going to be a lot further away than if I round it to 5,820 times 2. Why is that? Why is it that the answer ends up becoming further away from the exact answer the more that I round to the left, the more zeros I plop into there? So pause the video now and have a discussion or think about that answer. Okay, my answer to that question would be that the more that I round the number further to the left, then the further away this number becomes from the exact number, which is going to make the answer further away from the exact answer. So the numbers in the problem, the further they get away from the right answers, or the right numbers, the further away the answer is going to become. For each number that is to be rounded, underline the determining digit. In other words, underline the digit in the place that you want to round to. Let's do this first one together. Lawrence drove 152 miles on Monday, 238 on Tuesday, and 176 on Wednesday. Notice it says estimate the total miles he drove. Now, one thing you need to know that a lot of kids mess up on every day on their Excel, if they give you 3 choices down here like this, they're not going to circle the numbers, but they give you 3 choices like 5,000, 50,000, and 500,000. A lot of times they'll do that. You do not need to find the exact answer. We want you to estimate and round the numbers, get an estimation to that problem. Don't find the exact answer. So if you see that they're asking you for not exact answers, don't get the exact answer when you show your work, okay? But for this one, we're going to go ahead and round. You can ignore that. We're going to round each number. Write this down on your paper, 152. It says to underline. I'm going to get all this cleared off here. All right, there we go. We got that off of there. So I'm going to underline this digit right here because I'm going to round to the hundreds place. And this one I'd round to the hundreds place, and I'd round this one to the hundreds place. You normally, when you estimate, you want to round as far over to the left so there's only one digit that ends up not being a 0. That's normally what you want to do. Now, if you're multiplying and you're multiplying by a 1-digit number, there's no reason to round that number because you can multiply by a 1-digit number in your head. If it's a 2-digit number you're multiplying by, then go ahead and round that. Did you hear what I just said? Did you understand that? If not, then rewind it and watch it again. Listen to it again, okay? So 152 is going to round to 200. 238 is going to round to 200 also. And 176 is going to round to 200. And you add all those together to get 600. Oops, don't put that 0 in there. 600. Notice that the estimate is not the exact answer. Yes, the estimate is not going to be the exact answer. Sometimes it might be, but that would be like not very often. Okay, so if you didn't do that right, go ahead and pause the video and make sure you're all caught up before we go to the next problem. For each number that is to be rounded, underline the determining digit. So you're going to go ahead and try this problem on your own. This is going to be a little bit tricky for you to know where to round on this one. So watch out. Pause the video now and then solve it and then turn the video back on. So you should have already solved this one. Ethan in 1 year bought a car, a washer, and a dryer, and a computer. He bought the car for $16,132, the washer and the dryer for $1,498, and a computer for $1,850. Estimate the total amount spent on the 3 items. Now, obviously, we're going to round this to the thousands place and that to the thousands place. But what about this one here? What place would you round that to? Well, I'm sure that some of you picked the 1 or the 10,000s place, but I would actually pick the thousands place. Here's why. The other two numbers are being rounded to the thousands place, so I probably want to round that one to the thousands place as well. Still going to be real easy to add up. So this one I'm going to round to 16,000. If you rounded it to 20,000, you're on the right track. Go ahead and just leave your answer if you rounded that to 20,000. That's okay. And then the next 1498 is going to round to 1,000. And then 1850 is going to round to 2,000. And we can add, see, 16, 1, and 2. I can just do that real fast. It's easy. 19,000. All right, so you probably want to know the answer to our little riddle here, that Johnny's mom had 3 kids. The first one was named April. The second one was named May. What was the name of the third child? Well, the name of the third child was Johnny. Yes, not June. You probably guessed June, but it's Johnny's mom that has 3 kids. April, May, and Johnny.